All right, so now I'm going to combine the hallway with the cube, right? So what people like to do, which is completely inaccurate, is to take the cube composition and drop it into the hallway, right? So it's like, there it is. I got the cube. I can set this up wherever I want it, you know? In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and do the one view where it's like, oh, I got the cube in. Yay. So I can just shrink this down, right? And scale it down and make it small. And then I can like move it like, I don't know, like maybe right here where it's like, you know, maybe on the corner, on the floor somewhere, maybe in here. Oh no, it's on 3D. Let me figure it out. Okay, now it's in 3D. So maybe I move it down here. Maybe it needs to go back. Maybe it needs to be bigger now. All right, and let's see, where is it? There it is. So we'll just leave it like right here on the floor and move it back. And great, right? Now, that may seem all well and good, but the problem is if you rotate this around, it's not 3D, right? So don't do that. Bad, right? Instead, what we want to do is we want to go and how do I make that go away? All right, what we want to do instead is that we want to bring in this in 3D by going to the layer here and selecting it all, doing a Command C for copy, right? And then coming in here and doing a Command B for paste. Right, there we go. Because now what we have here, oh, we have two cameras, which we don't want. I'm going to get rid of this camera. There we go. Now what we have here under the parent of this cube is that we have a cube that is 3D, in 3D space. Cool, right? So now we can align this where we do the 4 view, and there's the cube right there, so we can bring it down and we can bring it back. All right, how far back are we going to make this? Let's go ahead and bring the Z. Where's the Z? X. Z should be over here. Zoom in. There we go. Z. So we can bring it here, and we can kind of place it down here on the ground. And then I can twist this a little bit with a little rotation. Like here. There we go. So now it's a box on the ground. You can move it forward a bit. And down. There we go, right as it hits the floor. So now what we have here is when we have our camera, we can go ahead and move this camera up to the top. It doesn't really matter. Is that we can start right here, and then we can push in with the camera as we go down this way. And in fact, we can go down to be looking at that cube. All right, so we can look at the cube the whole time. So we now have this real 3D object in this 3D environment. Going in, we're pushing down, and we're looking at the cube. And as you can see, the cube is acting like a 3D object. You see how we stop looking at the top, right? In fact, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and move in this camera. Oops, totally messed that up. Let's do 4 view. Let's go ahead and move in this camera in a very real way to where we can actually see how 3D this cube is. Y down like this, and maybe we change the point of interest. Oops, got a little crazy there with the point of interest. My mouse is crazy at this point. Anyway, that's probably good enough. So now, as you can see, as it moves in, it totally acts like a 3D object. So let's go ahead and do the single view so you you can see this. And as we're watching this, and as you can see, we have a 3D object in here, everything's working good. Keep in mind that there are positive and negative things about working with Vanishing Point, right? And you should only work with the positive things. Like as you get closer, right, this works, but as we get closer, you can see, like I said, the garbage can starts to distort, right? And in fact, we're starting to see a line right here as we get too close to where we actually have the vanishing point line, right? Other things that are going on here is that like the side of the cube is messed up, right? So when something like this happens, like the side of the cube, and we want to fix it where we don't have the white space, right? We can do that by actually going in to these individual pieces where we can look at what's messed up, which is right here, right? And we can go in and zoom in, and we can go ahead and use the pen tool, and we can get rid of that by making a mask around here, right? Just like that. Oops, okay, so I screwed that up. Wish someone would have told me I wasn't on the right layer. Here we go. That is this one. Nope, it's this one. Here we go. Now I can go ahead and make that mask. Up here, down like that. And then look at that. Yay, I made the mask. Even though I need to make the mask a subtract mask. Great, so now I no longer have that piece, that big white piece happening. So some things you can fix with masks, other things you can't. So when using Vanishing Point, make sure you only use the positive aspects of Vanishing Point.